Welcome back to On the Rise, the latest CanMNT news, and Noble Okello, who is currently without a club, the young Canadian defensive midfielder and center back, is currently down in South Florida on trial with Inter Miami. And this is such an exciting circumstance for the young Canadian defensive midfielder, who I think has a huge ceiling and is a very exciting Canadian talent. Now might be in an amazing position. This is also being reported through Frank Panizo on Twitter, as well as Northern Football's very own and Alexander Gonge-Ruzik, who has reported on this as well and made a tweet, which we will dive into in just a second. But Noble Okello, who is only 22 years of age, for me as a TFC fan, is a very exciting player. I think he was never given truly the chance to flourish with Toronto FC and never really given that game time to truly prove himself. Look at his time with Toronto FC. Most of it was found in the TFC2 with Toronto in the second division. When he was truly given game time with the first team, when he was a regular with them, was for 2 seasons straight. When he was the 2021 season, when he was 20 years of age, he was very decent in my opinion, when we were terrible. Finishing in 26th place, rock bottom in the league, 14 matches, 10 starts, 852 minutes with a goal and assist, which is brilliant from defensive midfield. I thought he was very decent that season for TFC. And then this past year under Bob Bradley, you look for Noble Okello to build on that season when he was 20 years of age. Going into his season, into last year, 2022 season, you look for him to build onto that when he's 21, and he was given absolutely no chance to build on his decent performances the season previous. Having 8 matches, 4 starts with 350 minutes, no goal contributions this past year was absolutely abysmal to see him not really given the chance. I think he should have been Michael Bradley's successor. I would have loved to see that happen. Never really given the chance at all. But now Noble Okello finds himself on a trial deal with Inter Miami down in South Florida. And this is a very exciting circumstances for the young 22-year-old Canadian defensive midfielder, who I think is still very raw. Like I said, never given the chance to flourish. I love what he brings to the side, and I think he has a huge ceiling ahead of him. And he could be a very exciting young Canadian talent. Canada is screaming out for defensive midfielders and center backs, so it'll be very exciting to see where he finds himself playing. Mostly, I would love to see him starting somewhere. It might be very interesting with Inter Miami. I'd hate to see him benched, but you look at the defensive midfielders for them. They're aging. In Ojoa, who's 30, and you have Gregory, who's 28. Those are very good defensive midfielders who really did hold down that number 6 roles for them last season at Inter Miami. Their center back roles are very decent. No one outstanding. No one who really screams out to you MLS All-Star or top player, in my personal opinion at least. But you have Alexander Gonge-Ruzik's tweet, who I want to dive into in just a second, guys, because he is someone who I look up to on Canadian football as well. He goes and tweets this. We talked about Noble Okello on the Northern Football podcast, which did drop today, guys. Go give that a listen to. But then he goes on to say there's a lot to like with him, as he has size and attributes for a solid CDM, as well as center back, and just needs minutes, be it MLS or Canadian Premier League. Personally, without seeing the episode, without listening to Alexander Gonge-Ruzik, I personally believe that he was going to end up in the Canadian Premier League, starting for a side, dominating the league, controlling a team, and then getting a huge transfer abroad. But going to Inter Miami, this is going to be very interesting. He needs to start. He needs to show what he's got, because if he doesn't, if he rots on the bench, then we're going to truly see somewhere where he should have went to the Canadian Premier League. We're seeing a lot of Canadian Premier League players get a chance abroad, on trial or a permanent transfer. Victor Latore, William Akio, the likes of Arabin Pepo, so many more. Ronan Krak getting moved to Werder Bremen. You got Kwasi Paku with the Swedish champions right now on trial. That league is flourishing so much with talent and producing it. Noble Okello's move is going to be very interesting to see whether he does get minutes and start for Inter Miami, which is definitely what I think should be happening with them. A young Canadian, a top talent who they could flip for a decent chunk of money next season, or he rots on the bench and the Canadian Premier League move now might be the best move. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens. But guys, if you truly don't know what Noble Okello can bring to a side, he is a tall, sizable midfielder who sits at 6'3". He's only 22 years of age. A lot of time is still to develop, guys. He is amazing getting his ball in from the ball, blocking the ball, defensive contributions. He's amazing at. If you're looking at what he's going to bring to you week in, week out, well, through those 8 appearances with Toronto FC last year, he averaged around a 6.88 rating. So more than likely, he is a player who will give you a solid 6.77 match rating per per match. He's a consistent player and defensive midfielder. His passing is very good. He's a very good distributor out in the midfield, and he likes to come in with a strong tackle and play nice little link-ups as well. He is currently valued at 550,000 euros on FootMob and Transfer Market, so it'll be very interesting to see what happens with Noble Okello. But Noble Okello is currently on loan, or not on loan, guys, on trial, like I did say, guys, down in South Florida with Inter Miami, and this is going to be very exciting to see what does happen here, guys. I would love to see him find a starting role with Inter Miami. If not, a Canadian Premier League team starting week in, week out, dominating the league and earning himself a huge transfer the year after is definitely what I can see happening. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments on this trial deal for Noble Okello. Will he end up with Inter Miami? Where would you like to go see? Where would you like to see him end up? Maybe it's the Canadian Premier League. Maybe it's starting with Inter Miami. Let me know what you guys think is going to happen. Let me know what you guys want to see happen. Drop it down below in comments. Make sure to hit that like button and drop a sub. And I'll see you guys for the next one. Peace.